Race 11 of 36 brings us to Kansas Speedway today for the KC Masterpiece 400. We already have 2 wins on the season, 11 races down. We are currently first in points. Look at the standings. So as of right now, William Byron, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and Jimmy Johnson and Austin Dillon all have victories. And you see the people on the left of the screen, they all would be in the playoffs if they were to start today. Ricky Stenhouse, Eric Jones, Darrell Wallace, Daniel Suarez, and Ryan Newman need points to point their way in. However, Daniel Suarez and Ryan Newman need a lot of freaking help. So drivers that need wins: AJ Allmendinger, Jamie McMurray, Casey Kane, Trevor Payne, and Alex Bowman need wins to make it to even think of being close to the playoffs. Let's go ahead and qualify. And finally, Kansas Speedway sign looks complete in this game. Opening in 2001 in Kansas City, Kansas, near Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas Speedway is a 1.5-mile racetrack that has played host to 2 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series races since 2011, and for the longest time played host to the spring race being under the lights since 2014. However, that tradition goes away in 2020. Coming to the green flag, you want to build up as much speed as you can, as this is very similar to other tracks such as Vegas or Chicagoland coming up in a few weeks. As you kind of saw, I did kind of dive a bit deeper than normal into the corner. As we come down the backstretch into turn 3, past what would have been the old overtime line. You want to keep your car at least semi-close to the bottom, depending on where your car is the fastest, where your car is going to run. As we will start the KC Masterpiece 400 in 13th, and wow, Greg Galding. So Brad Keselowski will be on the pole for this race. Greg Galding starts 3 spots away from me. All right. Let's go racing for our second night race of the year. As we look at the drivers to watch today, Brad Keselowski will be starting up front. Kyle Busch had an engine change during qualifying, so Chase Elliott would line up on the outside row. I will be lining up next to AJ Allmendinger in this one. Pace car is off, and we're underway in Kansas. Looks to me like Keselowski is already getting a bit of an early jump on Martin Truex for second, as Chase Elliott seems to slide comfortably into third. as we begin the first lap at the first stage in 11th, as we're going to try to maybe get some people on the outside lane, get by Harvick, Clint Boyer, maybe try to almost force Ryan Blaney 3 wide with teammate Jimmy Johnson. Screw it, we're going to go for it. This is blackjack, baby. We just got 2 positions. Here is we're going to try to maybe set up Paul Menard as well. Fly by him. There's Logano to the outside. And there's a little bit of contact with the 41 and Kurt Busch. Three laps complete in stage 1. 3 wide under Joey Logano. Try to get a spot from him. Just a reminder, if you're looking for NASCAR action tomorrow, you can watch Daytona 500 qualifying at 10 a.m. Mountain over on your local Fox station. And then you can watch the Busch Clash on FS1 at 1 o'clock Eastern. 1 o'clock Mountain. As this race will probably go up at least a couple hours beforehand. Whoa! That was almost big. Almost came down on our teammate there for the 3rd spot, trying to maybe set up get a run, enough of a run to set up the 78 of Truex. So we're currently racing with Joey Logano for 4th. Clint Boyer going 3 wide. Bit of a tight, wicked battle here for 3rd between 4 cars and possibly 5 if Kurt Busch has anything to say about it. Clint Boyer gets spots. Now it's 4 cars for 4 positions. Whoa, more contact. 3 wide. Kurt Busch is going to get the spot. Chase Elliott's going to lose a couple. Falls in right behind his teammate. And he might lose this next one to Ryan Blaney in the 12. He will. Losing a few more spots, kind of free falling between 4th and 6th. As Clint Boyer is taking 2nd, the 1 of 2 Kansas natives in the field. Missouri natives, I'm sorry. Sliding into 2nd place, looking to possibly take the lead. Set up a run at Keselowski here at the end of this stage. We're going to use up Kurt Busch, maybe get some points. 2 laps to go here in the first stage. So far, everything seems to be clean and green for the first stage. A lot of side-by-side racings from about 3rd on back. So we got 1 car pitting before the white flag. State pit road is closed with 2 to go in the stage, so that might be a penalty here. As Truex gets a little squirrely off too. We take the spot. So far, it looks like Brad Keselowski will be coming through 3 and 4 now. And Keselowski will win stage 1. Getting ready for the start of stage 2. So far, we have 5 Fords and 1 Chevrolet in the first 3 rows. Clint Boyer is on the outside. Keselowski is the control car. We are under green for the start of stage 2. Things got a little iffy off 2 between William Byron and Martin Truex. And look at this, straight to the inside to try to get 4th from Logano. Still there. Byron to the inside, maybe try to get a couple spots on Stewart-Haas teammates Kurt Busch and Clint Bowyer. They are 3 wide into the first turn, and he's got them both. Bowyer has the drive on the outside. Kurt Busch has to stall out. So it is Keselowski, Bowyer, Byron, Logano, and Busch, the top 5, as William Byron continues to drive in on Bowyer for 2nd. 8 to go. Brad Keselowski won the first stage here at Kansas. He's putting a fairly similar run that he did at Texas a few episodes ago. So far, we're keeping it all in the family here. For the most part. Got 2 Fords and a Chevrolet behind. 2 Fords behind us. As we are wide open. A little bit of contact there with Logano. So far, it's a Penske Racing 1-2 lineup here in the KC Masterpiece 400 in stage 2. Let's see if we can try to run up to the back of the 22. Duck to the inside of Logano. So far, we are about half a second back from the 2 of Keselowski. As so far, this is the furthest we've gone without an accident. So this possibly means, could we see a green flag pit stop in the final stage? Most likely. If things keep going the way they are. Four to go in stage 2. As going to go right to the back bumper of the 2. Maybe try to catch him here. As we continue to go down the backstretch. Get to the line. There'll be 3 laps to go in the stage. So we look at we have 8 laps left of our on fuel. So if this keeps up, we're depending on how long the final stage is, we might have to pit during the final stage, depending on how if things stay the way they are right now. As 8 becomes 7. We have 3 laps to go. When we get to the line, there will be 2 laps to go at the point. We're keeping it close with Keselowski. Maybe can we set him up for the lead? This could be a preview of the finish. Here comes Bowyer in the 14. He's coming in hot. 3 wide for the race for the stage win. This could only mean one thing. Something gives. either one of these guys is going to win or somebody from fourth on back is going to win. White flag is out in final lap in stage 2. He's getting a little physical. Trying to keep the car right on the line. As Clint Boyer gets the lead coming off 2. Byron way to the inside. A little bit of contact. Oh, Boyer to the outside. As Clint Boyer will win stage 2. How about those interesting moments? And looks like we may have some new players here. Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse, Daniel Suarez opting for pit strategy as we start the final stage. And we start the final stage going 3 wide around Clint Boyer. Suarez maybe trying to look under Boyer for the lead. Keselowski gets ran way up high, almost 4 wide coming off 2. Logano has to back out of it, and Suarez realizes what old tires do to you. $11 to go in the stage. And in the race, too. Clint Boyer has never won at Kansas Speedway, at his home track. So far, he's put himself in a pretty prime opportunity to do just that as Suarez gets shuffled around in the back of this group. $10 to go in the race. Let's crank it up a little bit. Going back to what I was mentioning earlier with pit strategy, everybody pitting at the end of the stage really kind of erased that concern, but we just had that with Texas, and we might have that concern next race at Charlotte. Obviously, with it being 600 miles and the longest race on the schedule. So we may have that concern with drivers pitting and pitting during the green flag runs and stages. Right now, we just got to hit our marks, and then we'll probably come run into Clint Boyer. $7 to go. The top 5 as it sits is Clint Boyer, William Byron, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch, who just moved into 4th to hit Brad Keselowski in the 5th. There's the update as it stands. We are currently pulling away from 3rd place, Kurt Busch. 6 to go. We drove in deep, and the caution is out. First caution of this race. Don't know how that happened. So this just bunched everybody up for a restart. Clint Boyer and William Byron are on the front row. What I think is going to be a pretty big restart. 4 to go. 3 laps of racing left in this one. Byron keeping it close. Little bit of contact. A lot of contact. William Byron's been holding his own against a bunch of Fords. Could we possibly see him go for the win? And here, a bunch of fast Fords and a slow Camaro. Get to the line, 2 to go. Other than the caution that happened just a few moments ago, we've only had 3 for the stage. Here comes Boyer looking on the outside. Whoa, almost big. Big block there. He's going to have to do it. Here comes Kurt Busch. Drove it in deep. 3 wide coming off of 4. When we get to the line, we'll see the white flag one more time around, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Clint Boyer continues to pull away by half a car length. A little bit of contact, and Boyer spins into the pack. We're going to go to overtime, it looks like. Kind of odd to see how we went to overtime right there. Green flag is back out. 2 laps of racing to go. Byron is going to have to get real wide here if he wants to keep the board of drivers behind him. Kurt Busch with a run on the outside. Here comes Harvick trying to set Byron in the middle. Way to the outside goes Byron. And how about Kyle Busch? He's not willing to give up this win. He slides into second. The white flag is out. Kyle Busch did not win at Kansas until 2016. Boyer getting a little aggressive. He was spinning a couple laps ago. 4 cars under a blanket. Byron to go for it. Kyle Busch off of 4. Out of nowhere is going to win this race. There you see the Monster Energy point standings. Hamlin with 2 wins. Kurt Busch with 2 wins. Kevin Harvick with 2 wins. William Byron with 2 wins. As you saw, Jimmy Johnson, see the drivers on the left of the screen, we got fastest lap yet again. Brad Keselowski led the most laps at 20. Kyle Busch was last to first, keep in mind. And Jimmy Johnson started 7th tonight and finished almost shotgun on the field. Tune in tomorrow at 2 for the running the Coca-Cola 600 on NASCAR Heat 3, where we'll run the Patriotic car.